Welcome back. We're seeing some more Higurashi. Things are, once again, going well. No survivors. Unlike before, where we had at least one make it out, being told that the poison gas or whatever it was wiping out the town wasn't completely effective, because at least there was someone to tell the tale. Looks like they snipped that loose end in this one. Coming into the hospital late at night. What was it though? Pillow over the face? Air bubble in the IV? Will anything be learned for future events? For us, maybe. For the characters, I'm not so sure. So, I guess it's time to hold back my worry and delve right back into another episode of Higurashi. Grab a drink. Let's get going. The rules of the maze. Now, what exactly could that be enticing us into? Is there a way out of this convoluted trap that they've seen themselves in? The repeat of summer only for their untimely deaths? Or is it a lot less metaphorical? Still, is it going to be another tough time of Rika trying to battle through all of this alone? Whether or not she actually has someone that is trying to reach out. But with each journey being basically a failure, each of them making a decision or two down the way, which is maybe not counterintuitive, but setting up more flags for, once again, another lesson in demise. Is it going to be some vast change in their personalities or actions which actually puts things in a different whack? So, is that speaking to us or the voice? No leaving the village. So, I mean, going through having a recap of all of the instances of mania that the characters have suffered. Something wriggling into their minds, taking over, taking control. And I mean, is it a rule that one of them has to start going a little funny? Yeah, so far that one has not deviated in the slightest. That one has, but one of them being by her own hand. Whether that will being the actual spirit of the village, the curse that is given to us since the very first episode. So in each iteration, each timeline, when she does die, she's unaware. She does, if she's died at the hands and had her bowels ripped out near the shrine each time, or a lot of times, not managed to see anything from it. That's kind of interesting. And, yeah, okay, we are talking about the metaphorical maze of this world and its rebirth. I now seeing Hanyu. Are we getting a name to the voice? Did we have that before? I don't think so. She's fine, just at the bottom of a hill. Is this where she comes aware every time? Yeah, give us a full rundown of everything. So they've got a week and a bit. Does the restart switch change in a day? Does it shift back and... Ah. Ah. So what we saw before about the reset with the years prior and the police detective coming to see her at the kidnapping, that was back when she could go back a lot longer. How many times has she gone through that then? Crap. Anything? Nothing? Just keep prodding and poking, see if there's anything that comes out. And what happens if as was stated, the ability to rewind time goes back so much that they've got mere seconds before the inevitable? If this is a new time, what was it that spurred his memory there? Hundreds. I mean, if you're defeatist right at the beginning, then of course you're going to fail each time, but still. So this isn't the actual spirit of the village. Spirit of the village, and why are they linked and connected like that? And dead. Oh well. Nothing of value was lost. So, okay, the art style was kind of fun, but still, having that voice in the darkness, the footsteps behind you, the shadow being linked in senses with her, being there from the beginning, years before, the will of the Virgin Spirit protecting it or something. Use the hundreds of years that they've had as some sort of preparation for what's coming up. So, once again, not often we see it, yeah, considering it's been the second time, but is that those regular injections actually going to be expanded on and explain about what exactly it is? Do they have a passing grade? And what? No lingering effects? Level 3. I have to. I see. Whatever it may be, it is incurable, but being held in check. What an abstract thinking she has there. Does the fact that he is trying so hard to find a cure here lead up to why he is troubled with sleeping pills later on? I wonder if that Hanyu is actually trying to listen in and hear a bit, or trying to figure out the images in the Rorschach test herself. Medical experimentation. What better way to pay your rent? And if she happens to miss out on a dose or two, he would not miss that for the world. Really? In the practice? Good thing there's no one in the waiting room. This disease, whatever it is that is infecting her up to stage 3 or level 3, is there going to be a time where it's just lets it progress more? Have we already seen that? So if it's something that's if it's something that has happened many times before, why doesn't she try to change the events? If they're just standing there waiting for things to happen. Well, that's not 10 minutes late. Or were they already a little late? Yeah, like I said, can she do anything to shift it? Like, when she wakes up immediately in the morning, call them. So, can you come here to this location? Club activities, you know? Also, how many times has she gone over the same conversation topics? Knows the ending of everyone's sentences before they've even began. Also, the fact that I've had this thought before. In fact, we've seen this before. Are we seeing the same one as we saw before, or are we seeing a different version of it? Is it the same one from different perspective, or new game is just very similar to the one we saw before? I kind of want to go back and see if she's acting out of sorts back in the original. She knows what game you'll be playing, what the outcome is, what time you'll be going to the bathroom in the morning. Yeah, she has prior knowledge because she overheard someone talking. Less of a prediction, not even a premonition. She stacked the deck in her favour. Unfortunately, all the cards are jokers. Yes, let's see. Also, the thing is, now that she's told him that, will he purposefully try to go against it? Like, being told where he's going to sit, but no, I'm going here. Stage 1 complete. So, what if he pulls out 2 numbers and secretly... Oh, okay. If he sees the one that she predicted and then just swaps it for the other. Look who's opposite. Hopefully, now that everything seems to be as she's said, he'll be looking into it a little further. For better, for worse. Although I don't believe that no one can oppose it line. We've seen that it can shift and change, but I mean, to her who is close to giving up, doesn't know a way out. Has anyone actually shifted about? No, you know what? Different game. Yeah, his good nature. He's looking out for everyone else. Now we'll be playing Operation. Excuse me. Yeah, this is pure luck. Also, is it some fruit variant of the pop-up pirate games? If so, I definitely had that growing up. Not seen the strawberry. Has she seen this one though? Like fate is set in stone in a way. Hmm. No matter what game they actually play, she has to leave early. What? That's what kicked it off in the other version, wasn't it? Because he gave it to Renner instead of her. But who's it going to this time? It seems the only one not bound by destiny would be a man who takes it into his own hands. And that's exactly why she should have it. So, Rika taking a second to try and shout out, to try and give a helping hand, to force it down a route, and yet, even without her interjecting, things have changed. She is shell shocked. It is another miracle. Now, is it because somewhere subconsciously he knows what would have happened there? Or, in his usual fate of kind of just blissful ignorance pushing ahead, that seemed like the right thing to do in the moment? His thoughts don't always have to lead to the same direction. Yeah, sure, just one more time. If he can do it, anyone can. But yeah, seeing a scene play out that we've had before, the doll, the card game, having it change not because she told him to do it differently, but because put that thought in his mind, let him try and work it out. And then the doll itself being completely out of her control, and yet still seemed to play out so differently to what we saw before. Not only averting the entire dramatization, the issues of her getting a little upset, but for one that doesn't like dolls, and you know someone that really likes cute things like that, for him to go against that kind of easy answer, choose me on there. And also, are we going to use the sense sharing of her and Hanyu to a benefit? Because now that we've had two things shift. Before, there was that thread on the right. Now it's one relatively major thing which had an impact on in the entire proceedings. Is she now going to have to navigate to make sure a different tragedy doesn't occur? If we've sidestepped the Mion's feelings bubbling to the surface, hopefully they don't nosedive into Sadako's uncle and abuse storyline or something like that. But if we've changed a small thing like the game store, can she take that momentum and run with it? Run up, catch the photographer now before they go into the shrine. Don't do it just roughly around the time, just in case. No, long before. Don't go in then. This is a fucking warning. Stay put. Tie him up, leave him in the back of a car or shed or something. Make sure he can't go in there. But it's also a constant race against time now. Before, okay, sure, everything resets. I was under the impression that everyone kind of reset to a certain degree. Now it's only Rika. That's why she's had this constant knowledge of what would happen. That makes far more sense than the entire village going back in time and no one remembering it. Now it is a full Groundhog Day moment because it's one character going back. But with every now and again, one of the two of them having small glimpses of their past lives. It's no wonder she's so close to just throwing in the towel immediately. Even with we've been at this how many times now? And still no change in the outcome. Yeah, anyone would have probably given up long ago, but you only have one or two attempts of giving no shits and what's the point before, just giving up and being depressed and dying is a bit boring. I don't see what would... because now we've got Rika who is going through this as kind of just an observer. She's not... She wants to fight, she wants to do something and push back, try and change fate, but has failed so many times before, doesn't know how. It's just watching Keiichi effortlessly do it. If we can take his power and harness it somehow. Bottled fate. But still, also knowing that Satoko is a little guinea pig medical experiment trying to, make sure that she doesn't suffer, curb her disease, whatever it may be, and paying her for it. Keep her ignorant of the fact that she is a lost cause. But that's now added onto it. Even if somehow she makes it through this, she changes the events and doesn't die to unknown hands, Satoko is still beyond saving unless she has constant medical care. Can that also be rectified? Can Rika find something which brings back some power towards this Hanyu, this spirit of the village, and go back a few weeks before? Is there anything that can give them that boost? A few days thinking time would do wonders for her. But how many more miracles need to occur? Much like pretty much all the momentous occasions of my life, things just happen for no good reason, and I've been blessed by some of them. I'm glad it hasn't come to an end yet. So, with the threats and worries of Higurashi and what may be, at least I can sit here and watch some anime. I'm enjoying it, hopefully you are as well. If there's anything here I've missed, let me know. If you want to make sure not to miss out, consider subscribing to the channel. But for now, get yourself some rest. I don't have a doll to give out, so you'll have to share. I'll see you in the next one.